And today we're going to tell you the top things to do when you go to St. Augustine.
So there's two things to do right here on the Atlantic. Is get a good walk on the beach. But the other thing that you want to do is drive on the beach.
St. Augustine is a city on the northeast coast of Florida. It lays claim to being the oldest city in the United States and is known for its Spanish colonial architecture and as well as its beautiful Atlantic beaches.
So we're at the St. Augustine Lighthouse, and let me tell you, this is a must-see when you come to St. Augustine. Let us show you around. This is a very cool little complex.
Not only do you have the lighthouse, but there is also the keeper's house, along with some other places around here that we're going to get to see. These are the barrels of oil that they use to burn the light at the top.
So do you take this 30 pounds of oil up?
Wow. So we're on top of the lighthouse, and the view is just amazing at the top. That's the original lens and bulb up there. You can see it's rotating.
Yeah, so the lighthouse structure, the oil house, and the tower are all original. Completed in October 15th, 1874. All of the bricks, there's over 1 million bricks in the structure. The bricks came from Alabama. Ironworks came from Phoenix Ironworks just outside of Philadelphia. And we have some granite pieces at the bottom which came from northern Georgia. We have our original Fresnel lens still in the top of the tower. It's a first order Fresnel lens, 9 feet tall, 2 tons in weight, 6 feet in diameter with 370 pieces of glass in that structure. All but 19 pieces are still original, and we're one of very few lighthouses that still have their first order lens in the top of the tower. Night mark that is created by the lens and its rotation consists of a constant white light. This is what a mariner would see while sailing along the coast. Constant white light, and then a flash every 30 seconds as the beam of light passed their point of view. And that would be an indication that you were at St. Augustine.
Pretty cool. And it's 100 years old now.
We're 146, I believe.
146
yes.
years old.
Height of the tower, we're the 7th tallest. We're 165 feet tall. 219 steps with 8 landings. And the accessibility to this lighthouse is very unique. It's much more accessible than many, many, many other lighthouses that I've seen. Most of the time it's very narrow with one skinny guy up, one skinny guy down, and it's much different. So yeah, very unique opportunity to see the lighthouse here.
This is the bay side.
So we learned about the little experiment. One threw his sister cat off the top with a parachute. Do not take your cat up top and do not drop it from top.
The cat did survive.
Yes, the cat survived, but hid for about a couple weeks.
And his sister was not happy. So, just so you know, there's a total of 219 steps here that you have to go straight up.
Yep.
We made it and we're on our way back down. So we are in the lighthouse keeper's house. We're gonna ramble around in here and see what it was like.
Adult supervision is required. Now, who's going to be supervising you?
Who's gonna be supervising me? This gives new meaning to a boat out of water.
We encourage you to visit and explore the St. Augustine Historical District, or also known as the Old Town. You'll find this to be a unique relic of the history of Florida, and it's a must-see when visiting anywhere near here. You'll be immersed in the culture of the nation's oldest city, where many of the buildings and landmarks date back to the 1700s. St. George Street is a destination hotspot that includes restaurants, locally owned shops, and attractions like the Colonial Quarter and the oldest wooden schoolhouse. In this section of town, you'll find the majority of the city's restaurants, shopping, and other attractions. In this historical district are the Gonzalez Alvarez House, otherwise known as the oldest house, museum, and complex. The Old City Gate, which is located at the north end of the street.
Right here comes a trolley. The trolleys are $32 a ticket. They run all day long and you can jump on and off. And it's kind of a cool way to see the history of the town. They'll give you talks about what they drive by. Anything else?
Yep, and it's a 90-minute tour, but like Lynn says, you can jump on, jump off, and use it as a way to get around.
You can take a buggy carriage ride. So another thing you can do when you go to St. Augustine is visit the local graveyard. You know we like our graveyards in RV America. Odd thing, but... Tracy, you want to tell us a story?
Non-Catholics did not have a place to be buried in St. Augustine. So a decree was issued by the Spanish asking the United States government to loan in perpetuity a 1/2-acre site to bury non-Catholics. The fee for that was $4. Residents of St. Augustine could pay $3 if they were not Catholic. Non-residents of St. Augustine paid $5, but after 1884, the city issued a decree that no more graves could be dug either in this cemetery or inside the gate in the Huguenot cemetery. So we know there's not been a grave dug since 1884, but we see signs of family members still being honored.
Another thing you can do in St. Augustine is come out and watch the boats. We just saw a big boat coming through the drawbridge. Just a great experience.
Castillo de San Marcos, which hopefully I said that right, is definitely a must-see when you come to St. Augustine.
It's the oldest stone fort in the United States. It was built in the 1600s. It was started in about 1673 and completed by 1695. So over 325 years.
Yeah, and the cool story is the Spains built this fort because they had 9 other forts here, but they were made of wood. And so when the pirates came and
Or the British
or the British or whoever they came, they just burned them down. And they were like, we're over this. We're not going to deal with this anymore. So they took the stones out of the ocean, the water here,
Made out of shell.
and they built the fort with it. So it's really cool. Ready to go check it out?
Let's go check it out. Come on, let's go. So you've heard us talk about the National Park Pass, the America the Beautiful Pass. It would have cost us $30 to get in. With the pass, it's free. So $80 a year for us. Once you turn 62, you can buy it once for a lifetime.
1672, I think I saw the date. It was started and took several years.
Is this a drawbridge?
Yes, it is.
This would have probably
You guys are on the drawbridge.
went over the moat.
Over the moat.
Strawberry, yeah.
That shell.
And this is another drawbridge. Coat of arms.
The most
Yeah.
vulnerable part of the fort is the entrance. A heavy gate.
We passed 2 drawbridges. Look,
2 drawbridges.
here's the first one that came up, and then here's the one that we're fixing to go across right now. So this here is their travel toilets, and I thought it was really interesting because the way that this worked, it was cleaned twice a day. In the morning when the tides came in, rinsed it out, and then again in the evenings when the tides came in, rinsed it out, washed it all out to the bay. A little different for our times.
Swim in the bay.
Don't swim in the bay.
After you climb 24 stairs to the gun deck, you see a surrounding view of the city with over 60 cannons of various sizes that defended the city.
So right here is the lookout tower.
See if we can see up.
So I will say this fort has been among our favorite of things that we've seen in St. Augustine. Castillo di San Marcos is a great place to go.
So much history. They've preserved it so well. So we encourage you to come out and see it. We really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What would you suggest? 2 or 3
I would say
hours?
at least 2 or 3 hours if you're going to come here to adequately, go through it. And it all depends on how much you're going to want to read. So it's a really cool place, and you want to have enough time here to see everything.
Just a little tip, you can download the self-guided tour app from the National Park Service. They have QR codes around that you can scan to help yourself understand what life was like back in the 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, all the way up to when it was decommissioned in 1900.
Yeah, and that app was able to answer a lot of our questions as well as that we had as we were walking through the fort. That app was very helpful.
Right.
So one of the things you really need to do when you're in St. Augustine is take time to visit the local restaurants. Today we're at Prohibition Kitchen. Yesterday we ate at a place called Harry's, and it was really good, but I totally forgot to film anything. This one has a really cool atmosphere, and Danny's going to put some video in here that I recorded just in the restaurant so you can see it. But it's just, take the time to go eat local when you're in St. Augustine. You're good.
Yeah, they burn in PK.
PK.
Okay.
I've got a barbecue burger.
What does it say on yours, Tracy?
PK. Prohibition Kitchen.
Oh, that's cute. They burn it on his bun. That's cute. What an amazing day. There is so much to see here.
So many great things to do, so much history in St. Augustine. We encourage you to put this on your bucket list.
Yep, everyone needs to come here at least once in their lifetime. There are so many places like that. Until next time, God bless and many safe travels.
And go RV, America.